Hello. It's that time again when we bring you details of activities of the Lagos State government. It's a mix of good and the bad for security in the state as stakeholders take stock of progress and constraints towards delivering a secure environment for residents and businesses. Lagos State government unveils 2018 One Lagos Fiesta projects up to 2 million direct participation. And Governor Akinwumi Ambode seeks improved welfare for widows and families of fallen heroes as he launches Emblem Appeal Week to commemorate 2019 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Welcome to this week's edition of Dateline Lagos. I'm Loretta Chiogo. Let's begin with security, a sector that continues to attract huge investment from the state government, corporate organizations, and individuals, as criminals take advantage of evolving technology to perpetrate crime. It is also expedient that security agencies are well equipped with appropriate technology to match them. But the support coming through the Lagos State Security Trust Fund seems not enough. The need to increase funding in this regard was one of the highlights of the 2018 Lagos Town Hall meeting on security. Take a look.
For the fourth consecutive year, Governor Akinwumi Ambode meets with specialized agencies and security-related stakeholders in continuation of the yearly tradition of evaluating and appraising the security status in Lagos State. Heads of security formations, paramilitary outfits, and donors in the state are all seated for the big event.
We must therefore turn to technology for effective policing.
Focus is on the progress made between November 2017 and September 2018 and challenges experienced towards making Lagos a secure destination in Africa. In his welcome address, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Lagos State Security Trust Fund, LSSTF, Mr. Oye Hassan Odukale, presents some of the outcomes of the last meeting, which will serve as the basis for discussions.
Lagos Security Trust Fund was birthed as a child of necessity about 11 years ago. And ever since, the fund has been able to transform the security of Lagos State from a very dangerous position to the safest state in Nigeria today. We are not unmindful that the state has not reached its goal, but we have come a long way from where we started. Together with our worthy partners, the general perception of residents of Lagos is that Lagos is most peaceful and secure as a result of the fund's intervention.
As customary, the Executive Secretary of the Trust Fund gives report on the details of the activities of the fund and the security situation in the period under review, particularly on its mandate to provide operational capacity and logistics for the police and other security agencies in the state.
In the year under review, we were only able to attract a donation of 522,526 in cash and kind, and expended a total of 291,333,547 kobo on interventions for security agencies. To be specific, the fund provided 9 patrol vehicles, 100 digital-based radios, 100 digital walkie-talkies, 100 kV generator, and 1 fitted ambulance to the police hospital, training courses, and a lot of consumables, including raincoats, boots, tires, batteries, and all other equipment needed by the police. This has been the lowest amount of the fund has raised since inception in a time when the security challenges have increased, and also a huge increase in the cost of equipment.
On his part, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police reports that most of the breakthroughs made by the command were boosted by community policing and safety partnership.
You will recall that some parts of the country have been having issues to do with cattle rearers, that some people refer to as Fulani headsmen, and of course, farmers, etc. These issues, these problems would have reared their head in Lagos if not for the effective implementation of community policing and community safety partnership. We have been making a lot of achievements. However, these achievements do not just come like that. the Lagos State government, more than any other government in the country, I stand to be challenged or controverted, has, through the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, has been able to set up a lot of science-related models and platforms that we are now using to fight crime in the state. Before the establishment of the DNA lab, we were having problems with investigation of homicide cases. But now, you will agree with me that most of our homicide cases are investigated speedily, and we are achieving results as regards detection and prosecution.
In the period under review, the police commissioner reports that a total of 290 armed robbers were arrested. 19 others died during encounters with the police. Also, 233 robbery incidents were foiled, while 701 arms and ammunition, as well as 37 stolen vehicles were recovered during operations. Regrettably, 2 police officers died in the line of duty during the period. The command also recorded 186 murder cases and 43 suicide and attempted suicide cases. In addition, 911 cultists renounced cultism, while 669 suspected cultists were arrested. Despite these successes and the contributions of the LSSTF, the command's operations and anti-crime activities are being hindered by challenges, including shortage of patrol vehicles and frequent breakdown of its communication system.
As at now, the Lagos State Command requires a total overhaul of its digital communication system. Some parts of the state have been cut off, which is dangerous for security. We must be able to communicate two-way with our operatives everywhere in the states, from Ekpe to Ikorodu to Badagry to everywhere. But that is not possible now, because some of our repeaters, that at Nitel and in Ikeja, some of them have broken down. And this will cost tons and tons of millions of naira.
The report of the Lagos State Security Summit, held earlier in the year, reveals that the growing population of Lagos continues to put pressure on the number of security personnel and equipment available to contain new dimensions of crime and civil unrest. This situation, according to the Executive Secretary of LSSTF, requires more financial support to deploy high-tech equipment.
With a population of over 21 million people and probably an estimated 33,000 police officers on active duty in Lagos, which is a ratio of 636 to 1, we are far from the world-accepted ratio of 454 to 1. We must therefore turn to technology for effective policing. One of the outcomes of our security summit is that businesses, particularly corporate offices, need to invest in CCTV cameras to complement those already deployed by the state. If several offices were to install CCTV cameras externally, according to specified standards, these cameras can be integrated into the state's government system and used in the tracking of criminal activities.
After the presentation of reports, Governor Akinwumi Ambode was handed a document containing the report of the Lagos State Security Summit. In response to the issues raised, Governor Ambode emphasizes collective security responsibility.
My takeaway from the report is that there must be some kind of sustainable framework for the security of this state now and in the future. And then whatever it is that we want to do must be people-centric. That means everybody must be involved in whatever it is that we're doing. That means in whatever we're implementing, it must be community-based, and then the partnership must always work. And then we reform the funding model. I think that's the task I want to give. The funding model should be reformed. You know, we don't want to talk about somebody paying taxes now or something. They will say we want to do land use charge again. So So we're not going to that. But the truth is that you cannot sustain this city without, doing something about the funding model for security. That's the message.
While acknowledging the work done so far and the contributions by donors, Governor Akiumi Ambode challenges security agencies to take practical steps to be ahead of criminal elements, especially during the Yuletide season and the electioneering period.
You see from the statistics, it can never be enough. So it's not a matter of, we're getting there. It's an everyday thing. As long as you want to go out in the night, as long as you want to enjoy Christmas and also have night outs, these other good guys, they are thinking about us. So we have to be 2 steps ahead of them all the time with all the kind of strategies and reforms we need to do. So obviously, wherever we are, the donation is not even about the people seated here. It's about us trying to think how to outsmart these good guys. And believe me, this is their season.
Governor Ambode promises more investments, especially in the area of technology, to enhance the state's security. The 12th Town Hall meeting will be the last Governor Ambode will preside over. He remained optimistic that his successor will implement the state security policy and the 2030 roadmap, which was established for safety and security in the state.